There, this is Mr. Jarvis from Stratford School Academy, Assistant Head Teacher for Key Stage 4. What I'm going to do today is just go through a presentation in ways that you can support your child with their revision at home leading up to their GCSE exams. So it's a really important time, and what we're going to go through is some revision techniques of how you can support your child, what are the best ways to revise with your child, and how to use materials the school provides you, such as knowledge organisers. So the first thing I want to go through is the 5 mistakes students make with revision, and it's really good for parents to be aware of this as well. The first one is students are routinely overconfident in what they've learned, revised and remembered. So asking a student, are you confident on this, or asking your child, are you confident on this, isn't necessarily going to give you an accurate answer. The second one is students can struggle to manage their time and their technology. So a really important thing with revision is having that time away from their phone, and that's something parents can obviously support with significantly. Even if students are taught to know better, they respond to deadlines and cram their revision. Now I'm going to talk a bit more about that in a second, but it's really important that the revision isn't crammed in all the week or the night before the exam, and that they are revising now and have been revising over a spaced amount of time. Students who are taught to revise but still don't apply in practice, again, part of this is to make sure you are checking your children are using the right revision techniques and you are engaging in that with them. And then finally, they use the right techniques but they use them badly. Again, the aim of this video and this presentation is to hopefully show you and make sure that you are using the revision techniques in the correct way. So before we go into the specific practical techniques, there's 2 things to remember, 2 things that have come out of the research about the best ways to revise. And the first one is that of active revision. It's got the quote there, memory is the residue of thinking. So what we mean by active revision is revision techniques that get the brain working, revision techniques that are about testing, about recall, that are actively getting the brain engaged with pulling that information from their long-term memory. Less impact is from more passive revision, things like reading a book and highlighting words, watching YouTube videos. They're not going to have as much effect in moving the information, the knowledge from the working memory into the long-term memory. So that is our first thing, making sure it's active revision where we're engaging and getting students to recall and doing that through testing and other means like that. The second thing to remember is spaced learning over crammed learning. Cramming in, as I've just mentioned before, all the revision the week or the night before the test, the exam, isn't going to be that helpful. Whereas if you can space this over time, space this doing it bit by bit, it helps move that information from the short-term memory to the long-term memory. Trying to cram too much in before, the brain can only hold so much if it's trying to get it all in one go. Whereas if we space it over time, we can move to the long-term memory, and that is how we learn, and that is things we can then tap on in the exam. So they're the 2 key things to remember. We need active revision that is spaced over time. So how much time should students be revising? Well, students should be revising and doing their independent work 2 to 3 hours a day in order to meet their potential in the GCSEs. Above and beyond any homework set by teachers, we would recommend they spend the rest of their time revising, so they're doing 2 to 3 hours of work a night. A suggested model could be 30 minutes per week per subject, learning the knowledge detailed in the organiser. The knowledge organiser we're going to talk in a while, and some strategies here can help you use the knowledge organiser. But the important thing is they're committing 2 to 3 hours a night on working on their GCSEs beyond school. So before we go into the specific techniques, there's one more thing we want to clarify: the difference between recognition and recall. Now this is the thing that feeds into the active revision element we were talking about before. Being able to recognize a word and being able to recall it are 2 different things. Students could see a word, for example, that they know and be able to say, oh yeah, I know that, and say what it is with that prompt, but being able to actively recall it from their memory is something different, and that is why we need to use active revision techniques, and they are more effective. So we're going to look at the top ways you can revise with your child using that active revision. So the first element we'll look at is knowledge organisers, how you can use them as a parent. We'll also be looking at flashcards and how you can use them as a parent. Mind maps using something called the generation effect and how that can be an active way of revising, and also how to use past papers and how you can support your child doing that as a parent with their revision. So the first element we're going to look at is how to use a knowledge organiser. Now there's lots of strategies on how to use a knowledge organiser on our school website, and I'm going to go into just a few of them in a second on some different ways you can use these knowledge organisers. So one of the first techniques I'm going to talk about is the learn, cover, write, correct technique. Now this is something we've gone through with students, but you can also do with your child and make sure they're doing. So basically they get the knowledge organiser, which is, as I say, there's on the website for all different subjects, all different topics. They cover a chunk of that knowledge organiser, turn over the sheet, try and recall the chunk from memory, and then correct their answer as they go through, and just repeating this process. So that's one way of doing it, the learn, cover, write, correct technique we call it. So what we're going to do now is just go through some related activities of what you can do with a knowledge organiser. So the first one is using that technique we have just gone through, the learn, cover, write technique. You can give your child a time task using the learn, cover, write technique, and then you can check it yourself or get your child to check it. Second activity is simply using the knowledge organiser to quiz your child, asking them questions based on the knowledge on that organiser. That is a really good way of getting them to actively think and recall. And a third one, also a very simple one, is simply pick 4 words from that knowledge organiser and ask your child to link them words together. So using the knowledge organisers in combination with the advanced information booklets we have given out from exam boards, putting all these resources together, these are some active practical ways you can use all that information we are giving out to parents and to students. So the next thing we're going to look at is flashcards and how we can use flashcards. Now flashcards are really good, and creating them is another way of revising really, because you're recreating that information and making the links between different areas in the brain, which we'll talk about a bit more with mind mapping. And it comes back to this same thing again, recognition, recall over recognition, making sure we are recalling the information rather than just recognizing it. So one card should have one question, and I'll go through the exact way of making the cards and how they should work. But you can also break them cards up onto break a big bit of information up onto separate cards, and that is a really good way of doing it. So some related activities to flashcards. So get your child to design the flashcards that have a question on one side and answers on the other. Ensure that the knowledge on these flashcards is correct. So using the knowledge organiser can help this, but making sure that what they're writing on their flashcards and revising is the correct knowledge. You can then test your child with these flashcards. So you can get them to make a pile of flashcards, and you can ask them the questions and check their answers on the back. Put the flashcards that your child knows into one pile and the ones they don't know onto another pile. Get your child to then revise the ones they didn't know for 20 minutes, and then come back and retest them with these cards. So this is a set of instructions, a good way of using flashcards to revise actively with your child. Next thing we're going to look at is mind maps. Now mind maps are another really good way of revising, because they can not only be active, but they also have this thing called the generation effect, which is where you're making meaningful connections and links in the brain between different areas. So some ways of using mind maps to revise is creating a mind map from memory, which actively gets students recalling all they know on a topic, but then also helps them make links and improve them. Just copying a mind map is quite a passive thing, so we really want students trying to create their own, and create them from memory will be the best way to do this. So a task with mind maps is simply say to your child, you pick a topic in a subject, and the advanced information booklet will be a really good way of doing this. Picking a topic and saying to your child, 5 minutes, create a mind map on everything you can remember on that topic. And the last one is past papers. So using past papers is a really good way of actively revising the knowledge, but also practicing that exam technique. So a good way to do this is just to simply give your child an exam paper, which can be found online, making sure they haven't seen the mark scheme, time your child completing the paper, and then take that paper back and mark it. Now there's several ways you can do this. You can mark it and then ask your child to explain anything to you that isn't clear, but a really good way as well of doing that would be to take the paper in and mark it together with your child, going through so you can highlight the gaps in their knowledge. So as I say, it's a really important time. Please use all the resources we are providing that are on the website and sending home, the advanced information booklets, the knowledge organisers, and use these techniques with your child in this really pivotal 10 weeks left to get your child revising, spaced over time, ready for their first exam in May. Thank you very much, and please let us know if this has been useful, and the best of luck with all your revising in the lead up to exam with your children. Thank you.